One of the highest accolades in the academic world is to get a Nobel Prize. Each year, candidates from a variety of fields are put forward to win the coveted prize at the Nobel Prize ceremony, which is held in Stockholm. Another group is making decisions of a different kind while the Nobel Prize Foundation's committee is busy determining who will be honored for their extraordinary contributions to society that year. A satirical publication called The Annals of Improbable Research reports on actual yet odd developments in the field of science. They honor people who have earned a name for themselves via their bizarre and entertaining scientific study each year. The presentation for this humorous award, which honors accomplishments that make people laugh, then ponder, takes place each September at Harvard University. Here are the IG Nobel Prize winners in 11 wonderfully bizarre categories. Number 10. The researcher is a goat. Charles Foster and Thomas Thwaites were jointly given the 2016 IG Nobel Biology Prize. Foster, an Oxford University graduate, spent his entire career living in the wild as a bird, a badger, a deer, an otter, and a fox. He claims that he is driven to find out who or what we are throughout all of his research. What are we doing here, exactly? However, Thomas Thwaites had his own motivations for creating prosthetic leg extensions and moving to the Alps to live with a goat herd. I wanted to turn into a goat to get away from the anxiety that comes with being a human, he says. The study evolved into an investigation of how near modern technology may bring us to realizing an ancient human dream, to resemble other creatures. Number 9. The diamagnetism method. Levitating a frog. The prize in physics went to Sir Michael Berry of Bristol University, England, and André Geim of the University of Nijmegen, the Netherlands, for their studies on levitation. The scientists were able to levitate a live frog 6 feet (1.82 meters) into the air using a levitron, a machine made of two magnets that are in opposition to one another and interact to create a magnetic field. However, animals other than frogs also experienced floating in the air. A fish, a mouse, and some vegetables were also made to levitate by the researchers. Geim holds the distinction of being the first recipient of both the IG Nobel Prize and the Nobel Prize due to his smart mind and unconventional ideas. Number 8. Managing versus Voodoo. For their combined work in determining if voodoo dolls could be used to help employees deal with their abusive supervisors, 6 researchers shared the 2017 IG Nobel Economics Prize. The team contends that while it is understandable for people to desire to take revenge on unfair management, doing so directly may backfire. The answer: a large group of workers should be gathered, given access to voodoo dolls, and instructed to give the doll their boss's initials as a name. The group was encouraged to punish the little toys with pins, pliers, and flames while reflecting on a time when their doll's namesake had done them wrong. The outcomes are self-evident. The participants' internal sense of injustice diminished after smashing up their voodoo dolls. But do not worry. Management was unaffected by any of the ailments inflicted on the voodoo dolls, we believe. Number 7. Scientific use of insect stings on the penis. Justin Schmidt's mission to rank over 83 insects according to how painful their stings are earned him a share of the Physiology and Entomology Prize. In an outrageous move, Schmidt decided to personally feel each and every sting. He developed the Schmidt Sting Pain Index, which ranked each creature on a range of 1 to 4, using the findings of his studies. The bullet ant was ranked by Schmidt as having one of the most unpleasant stings. He gave it a 4 out of 10, describing the sting as pure, powerful, brilliant pain. Like having a 3-inch nail buried in your heel while walking over burning coals. Michael L. Smith was the year's other winner. He carried out his investigation into how painful a honeybee sting is. All over his body, including the back of his knee, the arch of his foot, and his nipple, not just once, but 28 times. After that, he graded their discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. Smith claimed that getting stung by a bee would hurt the most on the nostril, upper lip, and penis shaft. Number 6. Tanks to address the parking issue. A Zuokas, mayor of Vilnius, uses a tank to fight illegally parked vehicles. When it comes to the IG Nobels, inventive researchers from all fields of study are recognized. Vilnius, Lithuania, Mayor Artūras Zuokas took to the streets in 2011 to address the issue of luxury car owners blocking the city's bicycle lanes by unlawfully parking their vehicles. Zuokas was captured on camera rolling over and utterly smashing an expensive-looking car with an armored truck that resembled a tank. The film, which is available on YouTube, claims that the best way to deal with motorists who believe they are above the law is to use a tank. Whether the incident was real or a publicity hoax remains to be known, but it probably made local drivers consider whether parking illegally is really worth it. Number 5. A look at narcissists' eyebrows due to the COVID-19 epidemic. The 31st annual IG Nobel Prize ceremony was broadcast online for the first time in 2020. Nicholas Rule and Miranda Jacquemin shared the psychology prize. They wanted to know if those with grandiose narcissism could be recognized just by the size and density of their eyebrows. The pair's research had a more general goal of possibly assisting others in recognizing narcissists in their daily lives and helping them know who to avoid. According to their findings, distinctive eyebrows expose narcissists' personality to others, offering a basic grasp of the mechanism via which others can identify narcissistic personality traits with possible application to daily life. Number 4. Is that bacon? 4 researchers from the Detroit Medical Center in Michigan discovered in 2014 that sometimes the best medicines are the ones that have been there for a while. Over the years, a variety of treatments, mostly in the form of packing the nose with various materials, have been tried for patients who experience severe, recurrent nosebleeds. In this instance, the 4 researchers made the decision to test an urban legend. And it succeeded. Cured salted pork fashioned as a nasal tampon and packed within the nasal vaults successfully stopped nasal hemorrhage immediately, effectively, and without sequelae, was how a patient's severe nosebleed issue was treated. What works, stays in place. Number 3. Mystery wombat poop. How scientists uncovered the mystery of wombats and their cute poop. Chubby, adorable appearing marsupials known as bare-nosed wombats are native to Australia. The koala, with whom they share a herbivorous diet, is their nearest living relative. They do, however, have cube-shaped excrement, unlike koalas. In actuality, the only other mammals with this peculiar dung are wombats. 7 researchers joined forces in 2019 to try to solve the mystery. The team that examined the wombats had previously collected and dissected wombats that had been struck by South Australian vehicles. It was determined that wombats don't have square bottoms, but rather circles, and that the molding occurs inside the intestines. It showed out that some areas of the intestine were firm and others were squishy. This, together with how the internal organs contract during digestion, is what actually causes the poop that had previously baffled us all. Number 2. Beards as self-defense tools. What are beards useful for? Preserving crumbs. Luring partners. How about softening facial blows? Ethan B. Saris, Stephen Nailway, and David Carrier finished their research on the subject in 2021, and as a result, they were awarded the IG Nobel Peace Prize. Prosthetic bones were made for the experiment and covered in sheepskin rather than using volunteers who were struck in the face for the purpose of study. While some of these examples were sheared, others still had their wool intact. The pressure was then gauged by striking them. The outcomes did in fact demonstrate that wool or hair has a great capacity to deflect blunt impact. According to some studies, male humans may have evolved longer hair around their neck and mouth, like male lions do, to defend these vulnerable areas from attack. Number 1. Orgasms are decongestants. The 2021 IG Nobel laureates have been unveiled, featuring upside-down rhinos and nose-clearing orgasms. A small group of academics from Germany, Turkey, and the UK collaborated in 2016 to investigate if orgasms during sexual activity can compete with decongestants in terms of cleaning the airways. A physiological relationship between the nose and the genitals has long been hypothesized, the group claims. An ear, nose, and throat physician who was close to Sigmund Freud was one of the men who once engaged in this field of study. The relationship between sex and clearing a blocked nose, however, may be due to the mix of physical activity and the hormonal changes that take place during sexual activity, rather than any bizarre Freudian connection. It has previously been demonstrated that both of these have decongestant qualities. In either case, the outcomes